Hello and welcome, I'm on Fun, and today we are doing another deck showcase, or whatever I am calling this. Today we're looking at a Rage Domesticator deck, which started out as a mage deck, and Rage Domesticator is, at that point, it was at least the best blend I could find that fitted into it, where it both utilizes Capro Gem and yeah, it's a super blend of mage. And as well as of importance, we have are you Dreadblader. It also fits into the mage line. It's also super blend. Utilizes that Rage Domesticator has a high defense, so it Dreadblader, you copy the written attack and defense of the highest of those on your field, and then it has to copies those. So it has 6 defense. When Rage Domesticator via its effect changes between having the 6 defense as a written attack or written defense, Dreadblader does the same. So on the opponent's turn, you can make it so you have the high defenses on both of them, and then in your turn, you just have 6 attack, and that's attacks well over most defenses. So that's it's really good attack. Having 12 attack each turn is quite good, especially when you consider your defenses on the other end. To help us get there, we obviously have mage, and that's why we're having a lot of Capro gems in the deck to be able to always have a Capro gem in hand to discard to get our Electro, our Nocturna, our Pyro, Terra, and Cryo gems. We only need one Cryo gem, but we have two just in case. And it's also nice to just pick up 2 gems at a time. I will be using both of the Terra gems at the same time. So there isn't really much leverage. If you lose the gems, you're kind of done for in this deck. But we are playing Condensation Collector, not so much to get around this, but as much as to get our Capro gems back into play after we just discarded them with Mage. In that way, we don't have to really think about losing them with Mage and keeping enough in hand to use them to attach them from hand. We can just use Condensation Collector 3 times, and then we're there. We have Brass Guard to help us. Well, the defense is nice, but the effect is really where we're here for. By attaching a Pyro Gem to our Rage Domesticator, we can keep changing its attack and defenses whenever we want, and that means we keep changing our Blader as well. So it just keeps on making sure we can keep changing as we need. We have Blustermate to keep finding the blends that we want. We don't really care about discarding gems in this deck because of Condensation Collector. We're running 2 Condensation Collectors, by the way, both because it's easier to find when there are 2 of them, and also we can use one, deblend it, and then go into Dreadblader, and then have one for late game in case we need to recover gems in case if we are up against a deck that does that. Blustermate, keeps helping us find the gems that we want, the blends that we want. A blend search helps finding Blustermage and then into the whole of the rest of the deck. We're playing 3-4 switches because I don't really know what else to put there. I guess I could put super blend searches to make it even more consistent, but I do appreciate being able to disrupt my opponent whenever I want to. I haven't put much thought into the actions. They don't matter a lot. The deck should find itself more or less the whole time. It's not super consistent when it comes to that. It's high consistency, but it's not S tier consistency. We have Mirror Chaser in case we need to get around somewhere. We need to get out of place. Most of our blends are sharing gems, so it's fine. Pristine Mage. Because we're putting an Aqua Gem when using Condensation Collector, which we don't really need, we can make it a bit faster by just popping down a Pristine Mage, getting the Aqua Gem out, getting Electro Gem in, or whatever we need. It's typically going to be Electro Gem, because Condensation Collector is going to be on hero that's going into Dreadblader, and the only difference between them is Capro and Electro Gem, and Capro Gem is coming from the discard pile through Condensation Collector itself, so we're going to find an Electro Gem this way with Pristine Mage. And we have Usher while we're there, because that way you can have 3 gems on the hero that's going into Condensation Collector, and then pop down the Cryo Gem from hand as well. Because previously you're having a mage there to discard Capro gems and fight all the gems that you need. Then you're going into Usher after having attached an Aqua Gem, which then attaching the Cryo Gem at the same turn, and on that turn you're also then using Condensation Collector, collecting your Capro gems, just making it a lot quicker. So that's the idea. That's why they're here. Not putting extra Ushers in, because the deck is already quite fast when it comes to that. You don't have much room to put them down before putting down Condensation Collector. So just having one there just is perfect speed for the deck. I would like to have more room for Capro gems. I guess I could take out a Bluster Mage, but we just need to find the Bluster Mage when we need them, because we have a lot of specific blends that we need to find. I guess you could take out Brass Guard, but we really need to find them as well. So somehow I would like to have another one of each gem, just more, not so much consistency because Mage is already bringing that, but just to be stronger, more resilient to getting to losing gems. For the heroes, we have Erika in the starting line, just to make sure we're getting the Capra gems, we're getting the Pyro, or we're getting the Nocturna gem for Mage. And Francisco is the second round, I'll get back to him. Judith, same thing as Erika, making sure we're getting the gems we need, because on the starting turn you would really like to start with all 3 gems on your second turn, so you can get the Mage down, and that's also why we're running Minseo, to get the Mage. And we are running Leilani because we're putting down a gem onto Judith. And if we were going to play Mage onto Judith, we can't use all of the gems when going into into Dreadblader or Rage Domesticator, because Judith is only level 4. So Judith is forced to take on Brass Guard, which doesn't have a Nocturna gem, it only has a Pyro gem. So that's why we want Leilani to take all the gems, so we can put on Mage there and synergize well with getting her into being Dreadblader or Rage Domesticator. We have Lester just in the background. It's just filling out the bench. We have Matthew in case we believe in our card draw and we don't need Erika. And we have Selma in case we don't really like to play Minseo, because Minseo does force you to use that gem on her. But Minseo can find you 2 mages, which is really nice, or it can find you the Usher if you happen to draw into mage. Yeah, it's up in the air. I have them both there in the sideboards, but I usually just pick Minseo. So I think that was the main line of the deck. I think that was everything there. So let's get into the actual gameplay and I can showcase you what I mean. Right, here you can just see it mirrored up, how it looks, and let's get into it. Right, we start with putting out our heroes. We're getting Leilani in the front, doesn't really matter where, as long as she's in the front line. We get Erika on the side, could use Matthew here. The most important thing is it's a level 5, and it should be a level 5 that helps with consistency, because we already have Leilani helping with speeding the whole thing up. Judith, consistency, finding the gems that we need, and then we have Minseo, consistency, finding the mages or the Usher, in case we already draw into them. Right. And is a perfectly good start. We have the Usher, we have the Brass Guard, we have the Rage Domesticator. In that sense, it's really good. We already have an Nocturna gem. So I actually think I want to go ahead attaching a Nocturna gem to Judith to find the Pyro gem, and we're going to shuffle in our Cryo gem with Erica to get a Capro gem, so that way we have everything that we need. Right, so that's the Capro, and that's the Pyro gem. There we go. Sorry about that. And that's the whole turn 1. We have used both Judith and Erica to great effect to get the gems that we need. I had 2 Nocturna gems. Shuffle in a Cryo. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. And we only need 1 more Nocturna, so that's fine with keeping that in hand. Right. Turn 2. Another Capro, that's really nice. Right, so what we're gonna do here is we're going to attach the Pyro gem to Minseo. Actually, I should have shuffled in something else. I don't know, because you actually want to either attach Electro or Terra gem to Leilani, because you're already getting the Capro gem through Condensation Collector. But it is what it is. Minseo, we're finding Mage. And you want to use the Capro gems to search out your other gems, so maybe we're lucky. Turn 3, we're not. Alright, so we'll just attach the Capro gem to Leilani, search out our second mage with Minseo before it loses its gem. Then we use Leilani to take all the gems. And we can win maging, discarding a Capro gem, and because we don't have other Capro gems in hand, we're forced to just go pick up 2 Capro gems, but it's fine. Right, that was turn 3. Turn 4, we're drawing into our Dreadblader, so that's pretty nice. Right, so let's discard Capro gem, and I think we want to find some Pyro gems, because both Brass Guard and Dreadblader needs them. Gonna attach over here. Capro gem in a discard pile. Turn 4 is over, and turn 5, and now it's nice to get a Nocturna down, because then we're beginning to double maging, which is really nice. Right, so that's the Capro there from hand, which we find 2 Capro gems on with the first mage. Right, and the second mage, we're just going to discard that, and then we are going to find, well, we already have the Aqua gem there. I think we're gonna go ahead and get the Cryo gems, because we need those for Condensation Collector, which we haven't drawn into yet, so that's a bit disturbing. Well, not disturbing, I would appreciate drawing into Pristine Mage or Condensation Collector now. Right, so that's turn 5. Ooh, that's sweet. Alright, that's perfect, because then we're gonna Capro gem this mage to find. Well, we already had Aqua, we already have the Cryo gem. So we just need to find the last gems that we need. So let's double Terra. Oh, wait, sorry. We need to find the we need to find the last 2 Capro gems, is what I'm saying. And on that Capro gem, we're finding 2 Terra gems, right? Alright. Right, so from hand, we're going to attach Aqua gem to Erica, discard the mage, deblend the mage to blend Usher to get the Cryo gem. So Usher already got us forward 1 turn, but on top of that, it also helps us getting Condensation Collector out 1 turn earlier, which is really important to get the Capro gems from our discard pile, which is we're going to compile. We're just going to attach that Capro to Leilani. Oh, no, sorry, not Leilani, because she already has a Capro gem. We're going to put it on Judith. Alright, so I think that was it from turn 6. Right, turn 7. We're finding our Bluster Mage, which is not really needed because we already have all the blends that we need. Other than Pristine Mage, I guess. So we'll see about that. Alright, so from hand we need to get a Terra Gem on Leilani. We're getting the last Capro on Erika. Oh, wrong deck. Sorry. Not arrow, attached to card. And with Bluster Mage we can also discard any gem from hand, getting another usage of Condensation Collector. So there's a lot of synergies within the deck of just setting it up, which is really, really cool, apart from just playing Rage Domesticator with Dreadblader. Alright, so I attached the Terror from hand, I attached the Capra from my discard pile. So, oh yeah, and I discard Capra Gem from hand to get used Mage. And like I need, so I don't want to get both of the Electro Gems because Pristine Mage is going to find one of them. Already have the Pyro Gem for Judith, already have the Terror for her. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's just an Electro Gem I need up here. Oh yeah, I can discard Electro Gem with Bluster Mage. And that's way we're good. We don't even need Pristine Mage. Sometimes you draw into the Electro Gem, and then what I was talking about works really well because yeah, you get ahead that way. Alright, so there's the last Capra Gem as well. Draw. Right, so Electro Gem on Leilani. Discarding Blend to get Bluster Mage, to discard the Electro Gem from hand. And now you don't really need the Pristine Mage anymore. You can get all the gem blends you need, but we already have all the blends we need. But so like just for backup, I think it's good to just find another Condensation Collector, another copy of Rage Domesticator, or maybe even a Mirror Chaser if you need that, another Dreadblader. But so I'm just putting that out there. It's fine. Right, so and then Condensation Collector is going to get that Electro Gem from the discard pile. And now you should have Electro, Terror, Pyro, Nocturna, Capro, which is Rage Domesticator, discarding Bluster Mage. Oh shoot, yeah, and then in 2 turns we will have Brass Guard up. In turn. Like so, and then if you wanted to get it quicker up, you could just keep Bluster Mage out and just do it with Condensation Collector. So I actually think we're going to do that. Just attack for what we have. The other way around is also perfectly feasible, perfectly doable. It's just about if you want to get the whole thing up 1 turn sooner, or getting the combo off 1 turn sooner. It's up to you. Alright, so we have Capro Gem, we need to attach a Pyro Gem. We discard a Terra Gem with Bluster Mage to find, I don't know, let's actually get the Mirror Chaser. And then with Condensation Collector we attach the Terra Gem. And I think I lost track of how many rounds we're in, turns we're in, so I'm sorry about that. Right, so we attach, yeah, because of Condensation Collector giving so many gem drops, it's like it goes insanely quick with how many gems that you get. Right, so the turn 6 we attach 3 gems in 1 turn. So that's 9 gems on turn 6, and then after that we attach 2 gems per turn, and we have 3, 8, 6, 14, and 5 of them. Let's say we just turned 6 now. That's really bad of me. Alright, so we're done with Bluster Mage, we're done with Condensation Collector, and we can get out our Brass Guard, our Dreadblader should be fitting, Pyro, Nocturna, well, Cryo, Capro, and Electro. So that's the Dreadblader, and we have Rage Domesticator in the front. And now Rage Domesticator switches its own attack and defense when it hits the field, so it has 6 attack, and that means Dreadblader has 6 written attack as well. And well, yeah, you just keep on doing that, attaching Pyrogem from hand to Rage Domesticator until you kind of just have it. And like here, you don't really draw into the cards, but you already did 24 there, plus what you already did with Condensation Collector, or you have lost round one. So we could keep going. We could either, yeah, we could just deblend this Rage Domesticator, blend the new one on, and we can go again. And at this point, we should have finished round one. And what you then do, you go into your sideboard and you sideboard Francisco out and get Mincio in again. And draw for turn. Get any gem onto Francisco, and then you just keep on taking the Pirate Gem from Rage Domesticator, move it down to Francisco, one move, and then in the second move you move it up again, and that way you activate Brass Guard's effect, and Rage Domesticator all of a sudden have 6 written attack because it changes to written attack, which activates Dreadblader, and yeah, you just keep on doing this for the rest of the game, attacking for 12 each turn while having 6/6/4 in defense. Yeah, it's somewhat like you can move it around a bit to get an opening, which would hurt quite badly, I would say. That's why we have Mirror Chaser here, but that's yeah, but then you lose out on Dreadblader if you cannot draw into another Dreadblader, or that Mirror Chaser, you don't dare putting Mirror Chaser out of the way. So it has some internal synergies. It has somewhat good capabilities of surviving and getting back up after being losing resources and being attacked. When it comes to losing blends, it does less so, but usual effects are difficult to get to hit level 5 hero, level 5 blends. You could hit Brass Guard, but you have to hit all 3 of them as well, and even then after that you still have to attack through quite a few defenses. Like, I can see you hit Brass Guard. If you want to hit the gems, like hit the cryogems, or hit the aqua gems, because that way, if I get it out too late, Condensation Collector cannot get its way down. Though if I always keep cryo and an aqua gem, it should be fine. Like that. Don't get hit 2 by 2 turns. Right. Of course, we're just using 2 blend searches to get our Bluster Mage. We're having 3 force switches to get the opponent's cards out of the way. We could use Recover, get around it that way. Recycle, sorry. That would help in some regard. Yeah, because you don't really need to run 3 force switches. You could run some more super blend searches, or something like that. So just keep going. You don't need a lot of actions, because you're already finding all the gems that you need to be, and mostly you're going to find all the blends that you need with Bluster Mage and all the gems with Mage. So yeah, the blends really take up all what you need in the deck, and it hits quite hard. It's quite resilient. It takes quite long to get set up. But Condensation Collector still has free attack. So it does hit somewhat while it's being set up. And it's not that slow to get set up. Like, having the final setup prior to turn 10 is still pretty good. Yeah, I don't know quite know what changed. It's really strict. I would like to add some more Capra gems for sure. Another Terra, another Electro, especially another Electro. I'm fine with the Aqua Gem setup. I'm somewhat fine with the Cryo Gem setup as well. Having more Ushers doesn't really help its moving faster as much as you would like to. Pristine Mage is just taking its place in that regard. Alright. Yeah, I think I have said all I wanted to say about this deck. I think it's really beautiful because of it is able to put so many different blends in and get some good synergies around it. So yeah, thank you for watching this Rage Blader deck showcase. See you around. Bye.